Welcome to the channel. I'm Mike. That's the Scout. And today we are doing a full walk around of the Scout. So some people call it an 800. Some people call it a Scout. Most people call it a Bronco. I call it an off-road legend. And those that have wheeled with me know that it's a legend. But the name, she's just named the Scout. That's what we're going with. So stick around, we'll do a walk around. I'll kind of show you everything that's going on. This isn't just any old Scout. It's a 1968 Scout 800A. It's been LS swapped. It's got different axles, bigger tires, tons of hidden features. Really more hidden features than like a James Bond car. But today we're gonna do the walk around. I'll show you what's going on. All right, let's start with what makes the Scout, and we'll start under the hood. That's what everybody wants to see anyway, so let's do it. All right, so under the hood, we have a LS style engine. I know it's not an LS engine, but it's a truck engine. It's out of like a Chevy Silverado, so it's got the truck manifold. I have a drive-by-wire throttle body, so that is the throttle pedal control box. This originally was a 4-cylinder Scout. I had the 196, so this is where the radiator support used to be. And I mean, you can see the LS just it wouldn't allow enough room if I left the radiator right here. So I pushed it forward. What is that, 4, 5, 6 inches or so? And I'm using a radiator out of a 5.9 Jeep Cherokee. It's got the original Cherokee mounts up here that I made, and then it's got, you can't see them down there, but it's got some it's got the bottom Cherokee rubber isolator mounts to this too. This is my winch control box. I'll show you my winch right now, actually. So my winch, it's just this hidden winch down here. It's a Badlands 12,000. It's got the winch, whatever lever this is right here, synthetic rope. I've actually used it more to pull out Jeeps than anything. This is my battery hold down. I need a new battery hold down. This is the one I've had forever and it sucks. It sucks really bad. I need to make a new one. What I would like is if anybody knows of one that says Scout on it and laser cut and fits flush instead of leaving this big gap, let me know. I would totally buy one. The Scout's got 4-wheel disc brakes. It's got a Corvette master cylinder. You can see no power brakes yet. That is in the future to put power brakes on it, but actually I haven't needed them yet, and it's not been a problem. I don't mind the manual brakes, especially with 4-wheel disc brakes. I got a washer fluid reservoir here. I got a Chinesium overflow tank for my radiator, just kind of plumbed in, comes in here, goes in the bottom, comes out here. And I did modify my heater box a little bit right here, you can see, so that I could move my air cleaner right here. My air cleaner used to be right here. Again, no problems with it other than, for one, the oil fill cap right here. And two, it would eat a lot of dust. Just a lot of dust gets thrown up in here for some reason. This is my accessory power block or whatever. It's an 80 amp fuse. It runs a lot of the accessories inside, including like my lights and stuff like that. But that's what we got underneath the hood. If I skipped anything, we'll go over drivetrain stuff here in a sec, but if I skipped anything, feel free to ask. All right, we'll just keep moving on. We're gonna go front of the Scout back. So front of the Scout, you guys probably saw, or if you didn't, I did a video on these lights. They're aux beam headlights. Let me turn them on for you. Hold on. So with my lights on, you can see they got the orange halo, which I really like for the turn signal. But what you can't, oh, let me turn the headlights off. So you can see the orange halo, and then my marker light. If I get in close and it's dark, maybe you could see it. There you go. In the light, there's no way you can see it. So these are acting as my turn signal. Again, if you guys know anybody that makes some bright LED turn signal indicators for a Scout 800, let me know. Next up, we got my off-road lights. So these have two modes. They have well, three modes actually. So they have kind of a driving light mode, a high beam mode, and then you can do dual. And they have, I guess, four modes because they have amber lights on the side. This, I've had this since I've had my Scout. It works great. It's phenomenal. There's nothing wrong with it. I would maybe like one that is a little bit smaller. It's got a little bit lower profile, but I want one that's just as bright. Again, if you guys know anybody or know of one, leave a comment, let me know. I would like to change this out just for a lower profile one. All right, next up, so front bumper. I made the front bumper. It's a custom front bumper. I made the attachment points here. It's 3/4 inch thick steel. I don't know what kind of steel. Got the hole through them so that I can put my shackles through. And then I don't know if you can see it. It goes all the way through the bumper. It's a solid piece. Goes back through, and then it's got a 3/4 inch bolt right here and a 3/4 inch bolt right here. And then on the inside of the bumper, these come through, and then they tie in. This is the winch plate. I don't know if you can see that really that well, but the winch plate. And so the winch is mounted to the frame, not the bumper, but the bumper is mounted to the frame and the winch plate, if that makes sense. So I have my hidden winch. It sits back in there. The winch is all the way back here. What's that? About 4 or 5 inches. I need a new winch fair lead, just something. I don't need one, I want one. How's that? I want a new winch fair lead. And I do want maybe a different hook on here. If you guys know of one, something that'll look good on the front of the Scout, something that I think it looks decent right now, but something that's going to be more functional and look maybe a little bit better on the front of the Scout. All right, continuing along with the front of the Scout, we'll go front axle, and we'll talk about suspension in a sec, but we'll do front axle. So what makes this thing steer is my Scout 2 power steering gearbox. So it is I don't know what year it is, 78, whatever. Same year the axles came from. But it's a Scout 2 steering gearbox. I had some custom hoses made at some hose place. So these use the stock Scout fittings on this side, and then on the other side they use the LS power steering pump ends. And so, and they make all the bends and everything. I have some Borgeson joints here and up top. The suspension, so the shocks here. So these are Bilstein shocks that came with the suspension lift I'll talk about in a sec. But these shock mounts are, I want to say F350 or F250, F350 shock towers. And man, they're cheap. They're maybe 20 or 30 bucks each. And they're super long, and I just cut them down to fit these shocks to give me enough up travel. Oh, all right. Tires, 33 1050 general grabbers, worn hubs, Dana 44 front end with disc brakes from a Scout 2. That same Scout 2. All right, now the steering, custom drag link. I made that myself. It's got Chevy 1-ton tie rod ends that you can find just about anywhere. The tie rod is the Scout 2 XLT or XLC. Is it XLC or XLT? I'm not sure. It's the Scout 2 tie rod. And it's okay. You can see. So this is, I think, one inch, maybe a little bit bigger. And this is maybe 3/4. So a little bit smaller, but I have hit this on a few things and it's not bented or anything. So, I mean, we're good. Next up, we got custom. I made these spring hanger brackets. I don't know what you call it, because the U-bolt goes up over the axle, and then you got these. I need to remake these. It's just going to be a huge pain, and I don't necessarily feel like it, but I will remake them. It's just 2 pieces of 1/4-inch angle iron, and I think it's 2-inch angle iron, and a piece of 1/4-inch steel right across the bottom, all welded up. And I have drug those and mashed those on all sorts of things, and they have never caused any problems. But you can see there is just that gap there. I would like to make them a little bit taller. And then last thing, so the front axle is a Dana 44 out of a Scout 2, a 78, I believe, with a Detroit Locker 456 gears. It's completely been gone through and redone. New seals, stock axles, new U-joints on the ends, and the ball joints are bad. So I need some new ball joints. I have some. That'll be a video for another day. All right, we're gonna keep moving. I just noticed this. My hood is supposed to have a little support like that. It's missing, so I guess I got to find one of those. All right, so let's keep moving. We'll stay outside the Scout for now, and then we'll go inside. So let's go down the driver's side. I think this is a CJ5 mirror, and it bolts. I think this is the stock location. The door didn't have any holes in it when I got it. This had a hole here. I think I've seen Scouts with a mirror mounted like that. I don't know. That's my GPS speedometer. My windshield wipers. I did get it's actually I hate to say this, but it's a Ford Bronco electric wiper conversion kit. So the wiper arms, the blades, the motors, they're all for a Ford Bronco, you know, like the early Broncos that copied the Scout. that really stole all the scouts' ideas and then tried playing it off as their own. And now this gets confused for a Bronco, when Broncos should really be confused for a Scout. People should be calling old Broncos Scouts because these came out first. Anyways, there's my rant. So I do have some Bronco parts on here, but I also have Jeep parts, Chevy parts, Universal parts, everything. So I don't have a door key, so I just put a little IH emblem in there, just 3D printed a little plug, put that in there. I don't ever lock the doors. My gas cap is welded, and you can see, so it doesn't move. I don't have the saddle tanks. I don't have the saddle tanks on the Scout. I did one center mounted rear fuel tank, and I'll show you that in just a sec. We'll go over the top in a sec. The paint job is spray paint. The tan is Krylon khaki. If you guys want to copy my paint job, it's Krylon khaki. The black lines are paint pen, just some acrylic paint pen, and the white lines, same thing, are acrylic paint pen. I bought a universal license plate. These are just some LEDs from Amazon. These are the LED lights are only this big, and they didn't fit in the hole very well. The stock lenses are this big, so I just cut out a piece of metal and cut a bigger hole in it. So this is a piece of metal with some weather stripping around it with the LED mounted in the middle of it. So that's how I got those. My backup lights, these are custom, and I don't know if you can even see that, but they say IH on them, and these are amazing. I put a little LED in there. I think it's like a 2-inch LED. I think the guy's name is Mojave 800 on Instagram. I'll put it in the description, or I'll put it down below here somewhere. But he made these for me. I know he was making them a little bit, but he made these for me, and they are just amazing. All right, rear bumper, custom rear bumper. Nothing special. It's just, I think that's 6-inch C-channel. I just put these on. I haven't even used them yet. I went out four-wheeling a couple of weeks ago, got stuck really bad, had no toe points, so I put these toe points in. It looks like it's welded up right here to the bumper. This is just probably cosmetic, and that actually looks like a fairly decent weld for me anyways. But these go all the way through and mount to the frame. This doesn't go all the way through, but right here and right here go all the way through and mount to the frame. So this is pretty solid. It's definitely not like a Class 8 or whatever. I'm not going to be pulling in 100,000-pound trailers or whatever you want. Another one. So I also got a low-mounted LED light bar, and this is pretty bright. I would have replaced my front light bar with this, but this is not nearly as bright as that one up front. This is, again, another Chinese one. It's just not as bright. So that's why I didn't, I would like one maybe similar to this. I don't care if it's just a little bit bigger. Something similar to this. Give me some ideas, guys. I burned up some of my stickers when I welded all this stuff. I bought this spindle off of some online off-road place, and then I made my spare tire carrier myself. I had this custom made and this bag custom made. 801 SoCo, who is now one of my sponsors. They made, I'm gonna have Jake over there at 801 SoCo make me a new tire carrier cover. When my tire got stolen, I mean, this, you can see that this is vinyl, and I want one out of canvas. but when my tire got stolen, it kind of got ripped up a little bit. And then my bag, it's got a couple of little holes in it that I need repaired. So I'm going to take it over to Jake one of these days and have him sew it up. Again, on the back of the Scout here, I got this high mounted light bar. Same light bar as the bottom one. This one's just angled out further so it can light up further. So that's kind of the outside of the Scout. Oh, you guys want to see the fuel tank, right? So I used a CJ5 gas tank. It goes from here to here. On this side, it's got a heat shield on it, protect it from the exhaust. I'm gonna fix the exhaust one of these days. This was supposed to be temporary, and that was 5 years ago. But I got a center mounted fuel tank. The hoses run over the frame and between the frame and the body, and they run over like this, and they run up to right here, and they run to right here. And this is probably my most favorite thing on my Scout. It kind of has I put a magnet on the back side of the hinge here. You can't see it. I epoxied a magnet on there on the back of the hinge. So when it closes, it actually magnetizes to right here. And then I got these rubber feet to kind of stop it. So it doesn't sit and vibrate. It doesn't ever open. It's never opened on its own. And it's really, I mean, pretty hard to tell that's where my gas is, or my gas filler is. And for those that you are asking, I modified the stock LED or the stock Scout light housing to fit with maybe a 90s Explorer swing arm. I think you can just buy the arms now. When I did this, you couldn't. And I think I've had that. I won't say I'm the first person to do it because I saw somebody else do it, but that was because I did the center mounted tank when I got my Scout. I want to say that was 9 or 10 years ago, probably 2015 or 16 that I did this, and I haven't even modified it since then. And so another fuel cap. I wanted to keep the aesthetic, but it's welded shut also. All right, let's go inside. Moving on inside the Scout. So I got to talk about my roof rack too. Let's do inside because that's on my mind right now. We'll do inside the Scout and then I'll just talk about the roof rack. But inside the Scout, not a lot special on the Scout. Stock doors, stock window cranks. I had to get some new window rubber, which is super hard to find. I had to get these, and I jacked these up when I put them in. I did it completely wrong. I had no idea what I was doing. So now I need to get new window guides, but whatever. It works for now. So I lost the window cranks, or I can't remember if it even had window cranks. So I made my own, and I just made them out of 50 cal shell casings. So this one spins, this one's solid, and I like them. I saw a guy on Instagram that makes a cover. What do you call this? A door trim piece that goes over, and I think that's what all these holes are for. And so I think I'll buy that and put it on here. I think it'll make it look pretty good. I like the little mounts or the little straps. I had to solid mount this one because whoever owned the Scout before me cut this one off. Cut it off. I don't know why they would cut it off, but they cut it off. I have it on the other side, so I can pull the strap off if I wanted to. Not that I ever will, but yeah, if I can, that's what'll happen. It's a stick shift, so I got 3 pedals. The gauges are these gauges. I don't know if you can See what they are. iEquus. iEquus. I don't know. They fit the aesthetic. I don't like the chrome too much. I've kind of gone for like a blacked out thing, but it matches the knobs and stuff. So, lights, obviously. The wipers, I wanted to keep the dual wiper switches because I think that's just kind of funny and cool. So they're not going to turn on because the key's not on, but this one controls the driver's side, this one controls the passenger side, and they both they push in so you can do the washer fluid. Stock Scout steering wheel, replacement center horn button. That's just a Scout IH pin that I found somewhere and just jabbed in there and then glued it on. Nothing crazy, nothing special. I think this new horn button was, I don't know, $10 or something like that. Stock Scout steering wheel. I didn't like how small the steering wheel was, and I didn't want to put a stupid wrap on it. So this is 550 cord that I just wrapped. It was very obvious that it was tan and black, but you can see it's kind of just getting to be all black now. Speedometer, GPS speedometer from Speed Hut. It's a GPS speedometer with a tack. If I was to do this again, this is a 4.5 inch. I would do a 4-inch. I think the stock space is a 4-inch, and that's what I would do. Let's see. Right here, this is where the stock radio would go. I took it out. I just bolted right here's a bolt, and behind my Bofang is a bolt. I took it out, put a couple of 12-volt plugs in here. So I don't have a radio. I usually just listen to either a Bluetooth speaker or my headphones. But so there's nothing behind here. Custom little storage bag here. E-brake still works with the disc brake conversion. This is my light bar, or not my light bar, but this is the switch panel for all my lights. Stock heater core, all that kind of stuff. I did put in a little dome light right here. I'm not sure what actually went right here in the stock location, but I just cut a little piece of aluminum and put a little, this is a license plate frame or a license plate light, and then just I put it on a little switch. So it gives me a little bit of a light at night. And then, all right, this is what you guys really care about. So the transmission transfer case. Transmission, it's a 4-speed, it's a T19. It's got the 6.32 to 1 first gear. So I think that's the wide ratio. I don't know. And then it's got a Dana 20. And it's twin sticked, so I can do rear axle and front axle. And one thing that I did with the twin stick was when I rebuilt the transfer case, I did a low range kit to it, and it's the Bronco Jeep Scout mashed up together low range kit. So I think it gives me about a 262 to 1 low gear, which is not crazy low, but the stock Dana 20 low range is like 2 to 1 or something like that. It's not very good at all. I mean, it's high, right? 2 to 1. But I can't find Terralow kits, and the Terralow kits that are out there are either for the Bronco or the Jeep, and the Bronco and the Jeep Terralow kits won't fit in a Scout Dana 20, at least from what I understand. I don't know if that's 100% true because I haven't tried it, but that's just from what I understand. So that's what I did to the transfer case. All right, now seat-wise, these are YJ seats. I like them because they fold up. That one folds up and forward so that it's got the YJ base, and so it'll fold forward so that the passengers can get in the back. I got a kind of a show bar in here. I need to get like a roll cage or a roll bar. Don't mind the mess in the back. That's the stock Scout seat. I did move it forward about 2.5 inches to give me a little bit more space behind. And last thing on the inside, I think, is I put some LED truck bed lights in here, so it really lights it up in here. You can't really tell because it's daytime in here, but this lights it up like it's daytime in here. So just regular LED truck bed lights that have 3M tape on the back. And then I ran the wires along here and ran the wires down the side through here. And the Scout 800s didn't come normally with the dome light, so there's no switch for it. I probably could put like a door switch in here, but I just have a little switch right here that turns them on and off. Kind of hidden, stays out of the way. Makes it easy to reach and to know where it is when I need to get to it. I did want to show you guys just the fold and tumble seat here. So let me get you guys. Let's make some space. So it's a stock YJ base, so the seat slides forward if you want. If you just want to do that, it gives you a little bit of space. But the one thing about the YJ base that I just kind of don't like is that you have to reach under to hit the lever. So that's the lever. So folds up, gives you a ton of space to get in and get out. I mean, works really well. And then when you're done, just slides back like that, and then back like that. And then I just bought some stock replacement seat belts. I probably could have done something different, but I got these little magnetic hooks from Harbor Freight, and it really just hooks. It'll stay magnetized on there, or it'll hook on that little hook. And the reason I do that is it keeps it out of any water or mud or anything that we get in here. Or most recently, some spilled Cheetos and High Chew wrappers. So that's the inside, that's the engine, that's the transmission transfer case. Let's talk about the roof rack for a sec. Start on this side. So the roof rack. The roof rack is an Amazon roof rack, and I have no idea which Amazon roof rack it is, but it says it'll hold 500 pounds. The way I mounted it, I have these 4 crossbar mounting things. I think it adds a little bit of weight to it. Sorry, I'm just looking. I think I need to adjust it a little bit, but I think it'll add to the weight a little bit because these electric conduit. I don't know what these type of things are called. I don't know. I saw somebody else did it on maybe a Land Cruiser or something. I got 4 LED lights that kind of shine out and around. So they're not really for if I'm driving fast down a dirt road or anything. It's more like if I'm kind of cruising around camp or something like that. They kind of highlight, or they kind of light up like the area that I'm standing in and kind of over on the other side of the Scout. I got this little block right here for the antenna. That's not a real antenna. That was on the Scout, and there's a giant hole underneath that, and it's all sealed up, so I just leave it there. Now, this is my awning, and again, this was custom fabricated by 801 SoCo, and I think it's maybe a 6-foot awning. It probably comes out 6 feet. It's got the poles and stuff in it. It just is just on this one side. It's not like a 270 degree or 180 degree or anything like that. Nothing super fancy, but it's waterproof, and I love it. I like it on the driver's side because I'm the driver. I'm the one that drives the Scout, and so I'm always in and out of the driver's side. So I like having that over. Some people might want their awning on the passenger side, and it's no big deal. Let me show you. This is how it's mounted. So it just slides in this Keter rail, and it's got this sailboat type mounting thing, whatever, rope in it, and it mounts to this Keter rail. This is the flimsiest part. The rest of it is bolted along in, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 different places. So it's pretty solid. It works pretty well. Let me open this so I can climb up here. On this side, I got my axe and my shovel. These are there's a lot of stuff on the Scout that's Harbor Freight. Lights, the shovel and the axe. A lot of stuff is Harbor Freight stuff. So if you don't like Harbor Freight stuff, whatever, I do. It's not the best stuff. It's also not the cheapest stuff, but it works. So I custom made these little brackets because I needed an offset. I needed it to mount to this. This is the low profile. I think this is the 4-inch version, and they make an 8-inch version, but I didn't want it to stick up. I mean, that would stick up that much taller, four more inches. And I don't think that would kind of fit the aesthetic that I was looking for. So I got an axe. It's bolted on. It's double nutted on here, so I should be able to take it off. These are fake. They don't work. That doesn't really have a lantern in it. That's a heater. It might work if you ever put kerosene in it, but it's a vintage heater from like the 70s or early 80s. I like it. I got my traction boards and my traction board mounts. These are actually solidly mounted now, and they work amazingly well. Let me climb up here because I got a couple of things to show you guys. So this is one of my next YouTube projects. These are both rusted out pretty bad inside. Oh, they're both rusted out pretty bad inside. And so I'm going to turn these into some storage and then permanently mount them. Right now they're just tie down, strapped on, but I'm going to permanently mount them. This cooler is a vintage Thermaster. I mean, it's a pretty cool cooler. It's awesome, but it doesn't work at all. It doesn't keep anything cool. And it's not sealed up like it used to be. So I have a Yeti that I use, but this one, what I do is unlatch it. It opens up. I got some spare tie-down straps in here, and I keep some spare fluid. I got brake fluid, power steering fluid, some oil, a gallon of antifreeze, just some spare fluids in case I ever need them. So that's, see, I'm on top of the roof rack. So that's the walk around of the Scout. Yeah, if I missed anything, if there's anything else you guys want to see, if there's any questions about anything that I showed or talked about, hit me up, let me know in the comments. I'll try and answer it. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe, follow on my other socials, And we'll see you guys later.